In this video, we're going to take a look at the mean, median, mode, and range. So the mean, median, mode, and range are all different forms of an average. They're just measured in different ways. So let's just go through each different measure here one by one. Let's start off with the mean then. So for the mean here, when we talk about an average, this is typically what we are referring to. With the mean here, what we do is we add all the numbers together and then we divide by how many numbers we have. So this is the average of all the numbers. So average of all numbers. The average of all numbers. Like we said here, add all the numbers together. Add the numbers together. Then we divide by how many numbers there is. Okay. Let's just write that down. So divide by how many there is. Or how many numbers we have. Okay, so that's the mean. So now let's take a look here at the median. So for the median here, then this is the middle number when the numbers are organized from smallest to largest. So middle number when organized from smallest to largest. So let's just write this down here. From smallest to largest here. So typically the median is used for things where an outlier would distort the average. So for example, house prices, we'd normally use the median to represent the average there for a house price. Because for example, the mean, let's say you've got a really expensive property there, let's just say 10 million, then it would it's quite likely to distort the average there. Okay, so the median is a better form of the average there when looking at stuff like we said there, property prices. Okay, so that's the median. Let's take a look now at the mode here. So for the mode here, this is the number that occurs the most in our data set. So the number that occurs the most in our data set. The number that occurs the most. Let's just leave it at that. So the number that occurs the most. Okay, so we don't need to put back the data set, just the number that occurs the most. And then finally, we've got the range here. And the range is hopefully nice and easy to remember. It's just the largest value minus the smallest value. So we take the largest value in our data set and we subtract the smallest value from that. Minus the smallest value. Okay. And there we have it. So that's everything that we need there. That's the mean. That's the average of all the numbers. So add the numbers together, then divide by how many numbers we have. The median, so it's the middle number when we organize the numbers from smallest to largest. We've got the mode here. It's the number that occurs the most. And then finally the range here, which is the largest value minus the smallest value. That's everything that we need there for our introduction to the mean, median, mode, and range. Let's just take a look now at a quick practice question here for the mean, median, mode, and range. If we just take a look now at this practice question here, where we're asked to find the mean, median, mode, and range for the following numbers. Now, we don't need to do it to begin with here, but what I am going to do is place these numbers from smallest to largest because we need it anyway for the median. So starting with the smallest number here, we've got 2. What I'll do is I'll cross it off as I go. So that's the first 2 there. We also have another 2 here. Cross it off as well. Then we've got 3 here. Then we've got 5. Then we've got 6 here. Then 7 and then 10. So 7 and 10 here. And there we have it. So we place the numbers there from smallest to largest. So now let's start off here by finding the mean. So for the mean here, remember all we do here for the mean is we add all of these numbers together and just divide by how many numbers we've got. So I'm going to get 2 plus 2 plus the 3 plus the 3 plus the 5 and so on. Let's write it out in full here. Plus 10. Then we divide this here by how many numbers we've got. So how many numbers do we have here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. We divide this by 7. So now we simplify the numerator here, so just evaluate this addition here. So 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 10. That gives us 35. Get 35 here over 7. So how many 7s go into 35? Well, that would be 5. What that tells us here then is the mean for these numbers here is 5. That's the first part done. That's the mean. Let's take a look now at the median here. So for the median now, well, we've already done it. If you didn't already do it, you need to make sure these numbers here are in size order from smallest to largest. So we've already done that here, so that's fine. So now what we need is the middle number. So if you can identify the middle number here, because we've got an odd amount of numbers, so I've got 7 numbers, find the position then for the median. What you do is you add 1 to the amount of numbers here. So for the median position, like we said, you take the amount of numbers, so that's 7, add 1 to that, and then divide it by 2. And that would tell you the position then for the median. So 7 plus 1 is 8. So 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. So the median is the 4th number in our list. Okay. So starting from the smallest number here, 1, 2, 3, 4. In that case then the median here is 5. And what you'll notice here is there's 3 numbers to the left of our number here, our median, and there's 3 numbers to the right. So that's how you can double check that you've got the median correct there. That's the median. Let's take a look now at the mode here. Remember, the mode is the number that occurs the most here. But what number occurs the most? Well, that would be 2 here. Okay, we've got 2 2s here. We've got 1 3, 1 5, 1 6, 1 7, and 1 10. That means that the mode here would be 2. The mode here is equal to 2. And then finally here, for the very last part, for the range. Remember, the range here, this is the largest value. In this case, that would be 10. Minus the smallest value here, which would be 2. Don't matter that we've got 2 of these 2's here. It's the largest minus the smallest, so 10 minus 2 there. And 10 minus 2 would give us A. In that case, then, the range here is A. Okay? So that's the mean, that's the median, that's the mode, and that's the range there. Okay? That gives that our solution there to that practice question. That brings the end of this video on the mean, median, mode, and range.